Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been quite a while since my last upload, so forgive me for that, but I have a new quick install in the garage here today that I think you'll find useful. What we're doing today is I'm going to be upgrading the garage by putting in a compressor and a air hose reel similar to the extension cord reel that I installed a few months ago. What I did was I went out to Harbor Freight and got these two appliances. I got a basic McGraw brand pancake compressor. It is a 6-gallon compressor and it runs up to about 150 psi. And I have a 50-foot retractable air hose reel. It's pretty standard fittings. It's a 3/8 inch tubing with 1/4 inch connectors on either end. It's fairly basic setup, but I have a fairly straightforward garage. I don't need a big compressor in here. I'm not doing a lot of air tool work. It's more so to maintain air in the tires that I have. I have some inflatable tubes and stuff for floating down the river on the lakes nearby, but just overall basic housework stuff. It's going to go in this corner over here behind me, so I'll show you what that's going to look like here in just a second. Alright, so here are the pieces of equipment unboxed. As you can see, this compressor is not too big. It has a fairly small form factor, which is what I was going for. And this is the cord reel here. Also not too terribly large. Should fit well on some of these studs that I have over here. I'm thinking about putting it under the electrical box here on this stud and having the compressor sit just beneath it. That way it'll stay fairly well out of the way. There is also a outlet in the corner which makes it fairly convenient and easy to use. Something to note with the stuff from Harbor Freight, these fittings and connections do not come with it. This plumber's tape and this chuck that is here, I had to put this on myself. Once again, really straightforward to do. They sell the accessories at Harbor Freight. I think it was only like $14 for a multi-pack of a bunch of couplings and different tools. So it only takes a couple minutes to set up, but you might need to get yourself some plumber's tape and just make sure that you're getting these fittings when you pick up the tools if this is what you're going with. Before we go any further too, something else I forgot to mention. This cord reel did not come with hardware to mount it. It comes with the little frame here on the back, but you need to go get your own lag bolts. I think these are 5/16 inch diameter bolts that are 2.5 inches long, and I just got some washers to put over the ends as well. Also of note, something I did like about this compressor is that it does have a little bleeder valve underneath here. Any compressor that you get is known or will be known to potentially accumulate water just due to condensate buildup in the tank. So if you can find one that has a little bleeder valve in the bottom of the tank, that will be helpful to drain and maintain the tank to prevent rust buildup and things like that. So to get my spacing correct for the lag bolts, I'm going to take some really rough measurements here and then kind of stencil it onto the 2x4 in the corner. So for any perfectionists out there, I'm sorry for what you were about to witness. I'm literally just going to use a sheet of shop rag here and mark on there approximately whereabouts I would like my bolts to go. Like so. This is not an exact science. If you want to be more precise with this, by all means, please do. So we'll go over here into the corner, and I will trace. So I'm going to actually just end up tracing these with just a screwdriver to kind of punch a little slot here into the wood. All right, there you have it, really rough measurements. Anytime we're working with lag bolts or something with a more substantial diameter, especially in 2x4s, make sure that you pre-drill or else you do run the risk of fracturing your 2x4. All right, I know the lighting over here isn't perfect. We're gonna get this pre-drilled here real quick. All right, and for that pre-drill, I'm using a 3/16 inch drill bit. All right, this part will be a little bit tricky to do by myself, so don't judge my struggling. Before I drive that in all the way, I'm going to start the second bolt below it. It's a little challenging, just bear with me. Almost done. All right, nice and secure. I know some of you may be wondering why I didn't just take that bracket off the back, thinking that it might be easier. It does not appear to come off. So this bracket is largely permanently affixed to this. The Lowe's bracket actually has little screws that you can take off, so the bracket was really easy to take off and then just reattach the cord reel. That was not an option with this, so I was kind of stuck, just kind of brute forcing it in place and going from there. All right, the final piece of this puzzle is to install the compressor. Plug that in right there. Tuck it into the corner. It fits nicely underneath the compressor. There are two different outlets for air, which is nice. I'm just going to use the side discharge here. There is a little bit of air pressure left in this tank. I was playing with it a little bit earlier just to make sure everything worked. There you go. Now you have it. You have a cord reel or an air hose that locks and easily retracts. This cord reel is long enough to reach across my garage, which is great. So this should be perfect for home and residential use. And it is nice and clean and tucked into this corner. So it fits below the electrical panel. It does not collide with the garage, which is nice. So I can still, in this space here is where I park my generator because that's the hookup for it. but I now have built-in air and low form factor. So you can do this in your garage. I hope this is helpful for you. But all this was maybe $160 for the compressor and the cord rail from Harbor Freight. You know, for infrequent homeowner use, it's probably not a bad deal. So I hope you find this helpful. As always, please like and subscribe. You know, I really appreciate any support or feedback you guys give. But it's a simple way to upgrade your garage. Take care.